Shalom, shalom wa ahaba, mishpaka, shalom wa ahaba. Peace and love, family, peace and love. It's your Aknaraya ben Ayaounde, Nerea ben Yahuda ben Yasharal. Whatever your dialect may be, may I say shalom to you all, to the whole house of Yasharal, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to the lands of our captivity. All 12 tribes, Reuben the elder, Ben Yamin the youth, Lewe holding the priesthood, Yahuda beholding the scepter. May I say shalom to you all, and may the 12 tribes of Yaakov be gathered in this lifetime. Hallelujah. Mishpachah, I want to take some time to have a quick conversation with you about some things that have, been on my ruach. And when it comes upon my ruach, then I speak out, Mishpachah, because I told you all who have been with me from the very beginning, the social media thing is not nothing that I've ever really indulged in until it was put upon my ruach in order to start speaking out and teaching other than just teaching my immediate family, Mishpachah. This was the best way that I could do it and be wise, as a serpent, humble as a dove, but wise as a serpent. Hallelujah. But Mishpachah, when I found out how many of our people were voluntarily rolling their sleeves up for the snake bite, for the inoculation, for the poison, for the whatever it is that you may want to consider this thing, and it has absolutely nothing to do with your health. Let me foremost say that it has absolutely nothing to do with your health, because when have the governments of the world ever given a hot hoot about the well-being of the people of Yasharal, the poor people of the earth? When have they ever cared about those of us down here on the lower ladders, and they walk around here trying to give you something for free? And goodness well it must benefit them. But today I want to address the reason why I think that so many of our people are falling victim to the witchcraft and the sorcery that's been waged on us in ways that is beyond the average person's understanding. Every time you turn on one of the wicked devices of the evil one, they are promoting self-destruction. And these people have been working on destroying you as a people for 2,000 years, but yet you willfully put your body, your health, and the health of your children in the hands, your whole entire well-being in the hands of your enemies. This has to be pure sorcery and witchcraft. And I know who is helping them, who is assisting them in working this dynamic hocus pocus on our people that has them standing in line, trusting in the very people that gave them AIDS, the very people who has snatched you and stole you and waged war upon you for 2,000 and some change years. But yet you willfully still trust these people. And these wizards and these warlocks are being aided by the collaborators who many consider themselves so-called religious leaders. Yes, Mishpachah, I do not believe that so many of our people would have allowed themselves. So many of our people would have lost their faith in the will and the way and the workings of the Most High and put their life in the hands of man, were it not for many of these monumental houses of failure that's sitting on so many of our corners in our community. These so-called black churches and religious institutions wouldn't have been out here telling our people, leading our people, orchestrating and providing places for our people to have this agenda worked on them. Because if it's one thing, the people of Yasharal, whether they know who they are or not, especially down here in the South, they're going to believe and trust their so-called religious leaders, Mishpachah. And that is why so many of our people have fell victim to the agenda. Now they're setting up for war. They are attempting to pass a law in New York City that allows them to be able to arrest, allows the government of New York to be able to arrest and quarantine and contain for 30, 60, 90 days. Go read up on it. Go look it up, Mishpachah. Those that are considered to be a public health threat. They are preparing to attack those who have not bended the knee to the system? And what are the people that are collecting your money, 10% of your paycheck, who are collecting dues and everything else? What are they prepping and preparing you for? What are they telling you in their buildings, in their monumental houses of failure? Are they warning you for the coming war? No, they're not. They're leading you to the slaughterhouse. And if things keep going the way that it's going, I wouldn't be surprised if our people end up back in bondage. Mishpachah. If it wasn't for these holy scriptures, this book of remembrance that was left behind by the will, majesty, grace, mercy, and compassion of the Most High, for that lost generation that would awaken in the lands of their captivity. If these words wouldn't have been left behind, I'd be pure hopeless for this generation. But I know that prophecies say that we're going to come out of this thing all right. But if you look in the book of Yirmiyahu, chapter 23, verse 14 to 15, you will see that our leaders have been leading us astray ever since the time of Yirmiyahu, more commonly known as Jeremiah, the prophet. And it reads, "And among the Nebiim of Yerushalayim, I have seen a horrible matter, committing adultery and walking in falsehood. And they strengthen the hands of the evil ones, so that no one turns back from his evil. All of them are like Sodom to me, and her inhabitants like Amorah. Lakin ko'omah Yahweh Zabaoth. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, Lord of the armies, concerning the Nebiim, concerning the prophets. See, I am making them eat wormwood, and shall make them drink poison water, for defilement has gone out into all the land from the Nebiim of Yerushalayim." He gonna make them eat wormwood, Mishpachah. You see that? He said they strengthen the hands of the evil ones. These so-called religious leaders turn you over to the very people that are seeking to destroy you, Mishpachah. These so-called leaders, these people that they put in front of us as the supposed face of our community, many of them coming from compromised lineages, but I digress. This is all warfare. And until we realize we are fighting a war, we will continually be the prisoners of war. Until we realize, like many of our Yehudi leaders and intellectuals, the real ones over here, are telling our people that this transatlantic slave trade was a transatlantic war, and the nations of the earth came against you, Mishpachah. There is no coincidence. It is not a coincidence that you all have the same blood and that the same group of people were selected to be the burden bearers of the societies all over the earth. Psalm 83, Mishpachah. And stop glorifying these men that glorify within themselves. Stop following down people that's more focused on what you eating and what you wearing and what you doing and how you are married to your Isha versus teaching you how to pray. Keep an eye on them Negroes, because many of them Negroes got an agenda. And when we want to talk about the black cons and the black conscious community out there selling you everything from sneakers, hats, to Ogun juice and everything else, versus selling you the truth. And Mishpachah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here on that one. And always remember to keep the fire burning. A little more oil in my lungs. Hallelujah. Stay strong. Stay aware. And stay prepared so you don't have to get prepared when that time comes, Mishpachah. Until we meet again, Kumar Yasharal, Kwam Yasha'ala, Rise, Yisrael, Shalom, Shalom, Salam, Mishpachah. Hallelujah.